Are you feeling a little overweight? Yeah, so are we. We went ahead and installed this Nautilus Retractable Shower Door instead of those 3-glass pan doors that were adding so much weight to our rig. So today, let's talk about how to install them and all of the features. Let's go! If you hate the RV manufacturer door as much as I do, then let's talk a little bit about some of the solutions. Hi everyone, welcome back to Travel Reimagined. It's Jacqueline. Let's talk about the dreaded shower door inside RVs. Manufacturers typically install this 3-pan door. It's a glass door, which I understand makes the shower look more beautiful and a little bit bigger because you can see it completely. However, this door does not come without its issues. It is incredibly breakable. We've seen a lot of people take it on the road on travel days and have it completely shatter when they arrive somewhere. It basically just has this one tiny little latch, and so on travel day, we actually secure it with a bungee rope. It takes so much time to ensure that it's being protected. We even lay down pool noodles or towels on the floor to keep the tracks and treads from it sliding around. Honestly, it's a big mess, and a lot of people have complained about that. The second thing I absolutely hate about this door is it is so heavy. If you guys have recently seen our RV installation of our new laundry room, we just had it custom made. It is out of all beautiful wood. It's gorgeous. Make sure to check out the video. I'll link it below in the description so you know what I'm talking about. But it added almost like 250 pounds to our RV. So I was trying to figure out ways that we can actually remove some of the weight, and this came to mind. I absolutely hate the shower door, so another solution. It's a big, heavy door, and a lot of people in RVs would rather use that weight for something they actually enjoy and like. And the third reason why I absolutely hate this door, and honestly probably my most obnoxious feature about it, is cleaning it. Number one, you cannot get into these little tracks. It's so difficult. I have a long, skinny scrub brush, and it still just makes it really difficult. I spend so much more time trying to scrub it. Number two, it always leaves spots because of the overlap between the doors, which drives me nuts because it never looks clean. I literally cleaned it this morning and I can see all the spots here. And also the tracks itself are a whole nother problem. They create mold and water drippage. On travel days, I notice water pouring out of it because it never seems to dry. And I've noticed a lot of mold, dog hair, and gunk building up in the crevices underneath that track. So I'm really excited to get that thing out so we can work on this next solution. So speaking of that, the solution that we have found has been our Nautilus Retractable Shower Door. This shower door actually self-squeegees itself, so it's going to solve that cleaning problem. It's a sheet instead of an actual glass door, so it's going to be able to roll right into itself. So this is actually going to open up the entire shower. As you just saw, I hit my elbow. Imagine brushing your teeth in this area. I smacked my elbow a lot. This is going to open up the entire shower. It's going to make it easier to clean. It's way more lightweight. It's about 1/4 of the weight of this door. And on travel day, we won't have to be super concerned about breaking it because it's not glass, so there's no extra securing to be done. So one less thing on your travel day to-do list is always a good thing for me. So let's get into how to install it. Before you order your Nautilus shower door, here are a few tips that really helped me and some things you should do so you ensure that you get the exact right fit and the perfect option. Making sure you're measuring correctly. So when you talk about the height, and you want to measure the height of your shower opening from top to bottom. Order to the whole number. For example, if it shows 68.5 inches, order a 68-inch door. Or 57.2, order a 57 door. So measure to the closest measurement, ordering to the whole number because you're going to be adjusting it once it actually installs, but make sure this is really important to do. When measuring for the width of your shower door, measure the entire opening. For example, the 36-inch door will fit an opening up to 36 inches. That means for your opening size, if it's between 0 and 36 inches, you order the 36-inch door. If it's over 36 and up to 48 inches, order the 48-inch door. Over 48 inches up to 60 inches, order the 60-inch door. Right now, they only come up with these standard sizes, so you have to select between these because you're going to be doing some cutting. So for us, our door is between the 36 and the 48. It's about 39 to 48 inches wide, so we ordered the 48-inch door because we are expecting to be able to cut it. Next, you want to choose the correct shape of your frame. So you want to select whether you have a square frame. So looking at the bottom of your corners, if they are square, a complete 90-degree angle, then you're going to order a square. If there's any radius in the frame or rounding in the wall or the housing, any of the frame around it, you're going to order the rounded. Double check on their website because they may have adjusted this by now, but make sure you are selecting the correct shape. Choosing your screen door is pretty straightforward. You either get the opaque with the stripes or the opaque plain. I opted for the plain because I don't personally care for the stripes, but the stripes will give you a little bit more covered in the middle, so it totally depends on who's in your home and how you guys are showering. And lastly, you're going to choose the color frame to match your RV or style. They offer 4 different options at the current time. They may offer more later, but that's something to ensure. We selected black, but you could totally pick something different if you wanted to have a different vibe in your bathroom. Overall, make sure to check the website for their regulations, instructions, and all this sort of detail, because we want to make sure that we measure twice and cut once. Just like anything goes in this world, you want to make sure you have the correct size before it arrives here. You don't want to have to uninstall it and buy something new or realize you ordered the wrong size. So make sure to check their website before you go through with it. The next step is we're going to go over what comes in the box and what you will need in order to complete this project. So here's everything that you get inside. You get the wall jamb, the 2 shower rails, the canister with the polyester screen that's already installed. Everything comes already pre-ready to be stuck on. That's the wrong piece. So these have the double-sided adhesive tapes on them, and it comes with 2 screws and the instructions. So let's talk about the parts that you're going to need during this. The tools that are required are going to be a level, tape measure, a metal handsaw, caulk, a pencil, a screwdriver, and a drill. Most things that majority of us have. If you don't have a handsaw or a power drill, those things can actually be rented right at like Home Depot or Lowe's. Any kind of hardware store will typically allow you to rent them or purchase a new one if you are looking for it. Plus, the company recommends grabbing some extra double-sided foam tape if you need it for an uneven surface. We also found that during this project, if you have access to a silicone caulk scraper or even just a scraping blade, plus a box cutter or a sharp knife and some sticky goo remover like Goo Gone, or my favorite is actually this stronger wax wash solvent. These items are really helpful when removing the old door and all the caulking. So I would add this to your list of things you'll need before you start. But most of these are pretty common household tools, so it seems like it's gonna be pretty easy. Okay, now that we've looked at what's inside our box, we're gonna go ahead and get to work. We're gonna remove our old shower door first. I'm gonna go over how to remove our shower door in the Brinkley G3950, but this may be a little bit different depending on what kind of shower door you have. Some people have curtains, some people have different kind of insulation. They should have a similar process, but you can always skip this part and move on to the next if you don't have the same shower door or you've already uninstalled yours. We have one of these 3 glass pan standard RV doors that are actually pretty simple to remove, but you have to be careful and know which parts are attached to each other so you can avoid damage. Also, a big shout out to my dad for helping us. 3 sets of hands is always better than 1 or 2. First off, you want to remove all the screws on the top frame only. We have 2 on the inside of ours. Then cut the silicone caulking on both sides of the top frame only, again, so it detaches from the wall. The reason you're only wanting to do the top frame right now is not just because we have to remove it in order to get to the sides, but because the glass doors are actually attached or inserted inside the top frame. So you want to do this slowly and carefully so as not to break any glass. Once detached from the wall, slowly lift the top frame and the glass doors upward until it comes loose from the side of the frames. You'll notice we tied our doors together so there was no rattling or breaking of glass when the guys lifted it out or carried it outside. This is a great help. And once you have it out of the bathroom, you can actually slide the doors out of the track in the top frame to make it easier to carry or get out the small front door. Then set that glass down somewhere safe in the meantime. You can sell or donate this door if you keep all the parts, so don't damage it. Here's what your shower door should look like now that you've removed the top and doors. Next, let's remove the rest of the frame. Start by cutting the silicone caulking on both sides of all 3 pieces of the frame remaining, meaning the inside and outside of each side frame and the floor track. Then, using your drill, remove all the screws on the side pieces that are holding the frame into place and attached to the wall. Careful with this because sometimes when you take the screws off, it might be what's holding your actual shower wall onto the wall. Now let's remove the frame from the wall by pulling it towards you. If you're noticing that the frame is still sticking pretty good, then grab your silicone scraper or some kind of lever and the box cutter and wedge the scraper behind the wall, pulling on the frame with your hand while pushing it away from the wall with the scraper and cutting any silicone that's still attached will make this way easier to get the frame off without hurting your hands or the wall. Do the same for the floor track piece as well. Also, don't be alarmed when you lift up that floor track piece. Some doors can get really moldy and nasty under there, so be prepared for the smell and ready to clean it. Now that the frame is completely gone, you will notice that there is a lot of silicone caulking remaining. Using a silicone scraper tool or the razor scraper from earlier, gently scrape off all silicone from the walls and floor, ensuring it's completely smooth so that your new door will sit flush on the wall. This part of the process took us the longest. It's honestly just tedious work. We found that this plastic scraper that's made for silicone caulk removal was actually the best for this, as it didn't scratch the shower door or the wall at all. So it worked best for us. To efficiently remove all the silicone, you'll want to grab some Goo Gone or a sticky residue remover solvent like this wax wash remover. The solution in particular will sort of eat off the silicone and residue so you can scrape it away easier or just remove whatever remains. Honestly, I'm not sure we would have even gotten this off if it weren't for this. And if you have screw holes in your wall from the prior frame or screws left under your old frame like we do, you'll need to fill these holes so that no water gets in there. We didn't want there to be any chance of water, so we actually filled the holes with caulk and then screwed the flat screw heads back in. You can only do this though if you have flat screws to screw it back in. We just grabbed a couple of different ones from the prior frame or any way that you have around your house. If you have rounded head screws, the new door we're about to install will not sit flush on it. So you'll need to get some flat screw heads on that wall in order for it to sit flush. And now that your old door has been completely removed, you're ready for your new one. Once you've removed the entire frame and the old door, including all the silicone, sticky residue, and anything else under the frame and on the walls, make sure to clean up the walls really well. You want to clean where the floor track was to remove any buildup and wipe it down with some alcohol so the adhesive on the new door will stick for the long term. Make sure your wall and floor is fully dry before you put in the new door though. You don't want to trap water under there or you'll risk creating and trapping mold underneath it. Now that you removed your old door and cleaned and prepped the wall, it's finally time to install your Nautilus Retractable Shower Door. First, you want to measure both the top of the shower opening and the bottom of the shower opening. If the width of the top and the bottom have more than a 1/4 inch difference, you'll need to attach extra double-sided foam tape to the shower door frame to adjust the width. For example, the bottom of our door opening was a little wider than the top. Therefore, we added some extra of the double-sided tape to the top of the frame to push it out and make it level all the way down when it gets installed onto the wall. We also added an extra strip on the side since we thought the adhesive it came with was a little thin. This allowed us to not have to silicone and strap the entire wall with caulking, so it made it a little bit easier. Now that your frame is prepped, using a leveler, measure and draw a straight line across the edge of the shower pan and the wall edges where you want to position your shower door. We tried to put ours as close to the same spot as the prior door as possible to ensure good coverage. Grab the canister, which is the side of the frame with the door rolled into it, and remove the paper covering the tape. Depending on the desired side of your shower you want the door on, you'll need to install either the door upside down or right side up. For us, we had the stickers upside down so we could put the door on the right side. But with either side you go with, please ensure that you put the canister against the wall with the handle facing outward towards the rest of the bathroom. Then you know it's correct. Lining it up with the line you drew on the wall, use a level to ensure it's aligned vertically. Press the canister firmly against the wall and hold it for a few seconds to let it stick. Now, grabbing the wall jamb, which is the long skinny piece of the frame, remove the back papering from the double-sided tape on the back of it and line up the end cap with the edge of the pencil line you just drew on the wall. Using a leveler to ensure it's vertical, press firmly on the wall to stick it. Hold for a few seconds to let it get a good grip. Now that the side of the frames are installed, we're going to measure the distance from the canister to the wall jamb on both the top and the bottom. Make sure you are only measuring the distance between the internal parts of the frame. Do not include the last about 2 inches of the back of the canister to the wall where the door is actually stored. We only want to measure the opening where the poles will actually go. So this pretty much is cap to cap. For both, it is easier to ensure an accurate measurement if you actually remove the shower rail cap on the wall jamb, as I've displayed here on the bottom rail. You want to measure like this on both the top and bottom of the frame and then subtract 1/4 inch from each of these measurements to be used for cutting. The reason you have to subtract the measurements by 1/4 inch from the actual measurement is because the end cap will add distance when inserted into the door frame, so you have to account for it. We only actually subtracted about 1/8 of an inch off the actual measurement so we could get a tighter fit, but the company recommends 1/4 inch. Grab the shower rails, which are the 2 remaining skinny poles, and transfer the measurements onto each, making sure to note which is the top railing measurement and which is the bottom. Then, taking your handsaw, cut each rail to the measured length. Once cut, let's install the top rail. With the divot of the rail facing inward towards the shower, insert the upper slider on the canister side, the little white piece, into the top rail and press it into the cap. Then, on the wall jamb side, slide the end cap off and onto the top railing, sliding the whole piece back into the wall jamb. Repeating the same process for the bottom shower rail too. With the divot of the rail facing inward towards the shower, insert the lower slider into the bottom rail and press it into the cap. Then on the wall jamb side, slide the end cap off and onto the bottom rail. Then, gently sliding the whole thing back into the wall. Now take the included pan head screw and install it into the wall jamb at the top on the inside for added strength and support. They give you 2 screws, but you only need 1. Now that the frame and door have been installed, it's time to caulk the entire shower on the exterior and interior of the frame to avoid water seeping through the sides or underneath. I also caulked under the bottom piece on both sides to avoid getting water trapped under there and creating mold. Once you're done, let the caulk sit fully for 24 hours before you use the shower. It needs to dry. Trust me. And just like that, you're all done. Your new Nautilus Retractable Shower Door is fully installed and ready for use. Now that my door is fully installed and I've had a chance to test it out, I want to share my honest review on it. First off, I would say the installation was quite seamless and does not take a lot of time, aside from removing the caulk on your old door. As long as you have the right tools, you can pretty much do it anywhere. We installed ours while on the road, so we just used the tools we had and used a picnic bench for a workbench when we had to cut. Easy for all of us full-timers, which we know that not all RV DIY projects really are. Next, I want to mention a few of the features I really liked and two that I don't really like as much. I love that the door is self-squeegeeing because it eliminates an entire step in my shower and cleaning process, which is a major win for me. However, after you squeegee the door, I feel it's best to extend it all the way back out so that any water on the screen can easily dry faster instead of trapping any moisture in the canister. This isn't necessarily an issue, but it is something I don't love about it. And it is good to note because I worry about mold and moisture just like any other RVer does. Because of it being a self-squeegee door or a self-cleaning door, you actually don't have to clean it as much. The manufacturer only recommends using mild cleaner on it every 30 to 60 days, which is a massive plus for all of us who hate cleaning the shower. And with no excessive track system at the bottom, I'm not noticing any mold or buildup on the bottom. Yay! The door opens and closes very easily with a sort of magnetic attachment when it gets to the frame, so it's easy to operate and anyone can really do it. But be careful not to just let go of it, or it will go flying back into the canister, which I cannot envision is a very good thing for it. And my last notable feature is the actual appearance of it. I think the foggy door looks very nice, classy, and still makes my space look pretty clean and modern. However, I will say my other major negative is that I don't personally like the feeling of the material. If there's too much air blowing on it or you accidentally poke it, it wiggles and flops like plastic. This may not be a real issue, but it is something that I'm not 100% satisfied with. Now, I understood the structure and the material going into it, so I can't really say that it's any kind of an issue, but I still feel the material is a little cheesy for me. But I plan to just keep the door rolled up whenever it's not drying so that I can enjoy more space in the bathroom and more sleek look. So it won't really be an issue for me in the long run. So with all that being said, did it actually solve my main 3 problems or not? 1, is it more secure than the glass door when traveling? Yes, absolutely. We just took this bad boy for our 12-hour travel day and it held up amazing. I didn't even have to lock it up or worry about it. That's a big win for me. Number 2, does it reduce weight in the rig? Yes. This shower door is about 1/4 of the weight from the large heavy glass doors and frame that were originally in here, so it's definitely reducing weight. And 3, did it make it easier to clean? Yes. Self-squeegeeing less often cleans, and a material that doesn't show spots means it's way easier for me to clean. Overall, the positives outweigh the negatives, and this was the right choice for us. Let me know in the comments if you'll be installing a Nautilus shower door now, or if you have any more questions. So we're all set and we've just finished installing our Nautilus Retractable Shower Door. As you can see, it is easy to use and it is solving all of our problems, making it easier to clean, making it unbreakable on travel days, and reducing our weight by at least 3/4. So we are really excited about the door. We're gonna give it a try and stay up to date with us on social media and YouTube so you can check on how we are enjoying it and our honest review as we continue to move through this process. But so far, I can say I love it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Travel Reimagined for more RV and travel content. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Let's hit the road, Jack.